We spend most of our early years in school, where we are tested on how well we can do a small number of things. This makes a lot of us grow up thinking we don't have the skills and brains to be successful. When in reality, it might just be that we weren't good at the things we were being tested on. Today, we're going to talk about the 11 skills that people have. Watch this video until the end if you're worried about finding your passion. Because you'll learn where your strengths lie, which will help you figure out where you should go next. Now, just to be clear, when we say ability, we mean so. With that out of the way, let's get started. However, before we start our countdown, we would appreciate it if you would subscribe to our YouTube channel and also press the bell icon. 1. Musical. The first one is musical ability. People who do well in this category like to listen to music, may learn better by listening, and have a good idea of what sounds good. This means they have a good sense of rhythm, tone, and melody and can often learn and play back pieces of music quickly. If you like music a lot, it's likely because you're good at playing an instrument, singing, or even making your own music. Even though this is a skill that most people think of as just a hobby, there are many job opportunities for people who are good at it. This includes making music-related content, working on sound for movies and videos, composing and writing music, and working on sound design in general. 2. Natural. The next category is natural ability. People who do well in this category usually like being outside, love plants and animals, and know how the different chemicals and elements in the world work together. This means that they know how to stay alive. They can tell the difference between different plants and species, know how animals act, and know how everything in nature is linked. If you get a high score on natural ability, you might want to cook, farm, work with animals, work with medicine, or even work in health. Because technically, everything that has to do with our bodies is part of nature. Also, they can work in any field that has something to do with the environment. 3. Movement. The next thing on our list is the ability to move. People who do well on this ability like to move their bodies, whether it's in big, sudden movements or in small, precise ones. They have a strong ability to control each muscle in their body, which lets them do amazing things that most people think are impossible. This category is great because it has a lot to do with practice. By doing something over and over, you make it easier for your neurons to fire in that way, which lets you do that move faster and with more accuracy as time goes on. If you like moving and are good at it, you could work in sports, dance, fine craftsmanship, personal training, or even martial arts. 4. Interpersonal. Interpersonal ability is the next section. People who like this have a deep understanding of how people connect with each other. They can quickly read a person's body language and figure out how they are feeling. They are also usually good at talking to people. They know what people are like and how they act with each other. If you are good at this, you could work in sales, make social content, like interviews and talk shows, plan events, help people with their relationships, or even work in law enforcement. Because they need to know what people are thinking. 5. Intrapersonal. The next category is called interpersonal ability, and it is like interpersonal ability. People who like this have a good understanding of who they are. They know how to look in the mirror to see where they need to improve, which lets them think about it and make changes. This is a very powerful skill that is essential for personal growth. Because you can only get better if you know what you need to work on in the first place. There aren't a lot of jobs that focus on interpersonal skills anymore. It helps you get better at being yourself. But in some ways, therapists, self-improvement coaches, and motivational speakers are also in this group. 6. Logical. The next section is logic. People in this group can think things through well. They might be interested in math and science in some way. But what's most important is that they want to know the truth. They act based on logic more than on feelings. Often think that getting the right answer is more important than doing what's right. People who do well in this category are usually very good at solving technical problems and can usually tell with a fair amount of accuracy if something will work or not. Most of the time, these kinds of people make great investors, scientists, inventors, and business owners. This is actually one of the few strengths that will help you succeed no matter what career path you choose. Because it helps you know what is right and what is wrong. 7. Linguistic. Now that we're back on track, the next thing we'll talk about is linguistic ability. People who do well in this category know a lot about their language and how different words make them feel. Most of the time, they can talk well and have a large vocabulary. Most of the time, they like to read and listen to great speakers. But what's most important is that they know how to make messages interesting, which gives them more power than the average person. Linguistic abilities can help someone become a writer, speaker, poet, copywriter, or even a translator. 8. Digital. Digital ability is the next topic. This is one of the more recent skills on this list, since the digital world hasn't become very popular until the last 10 years or so. Most of the people in this group are young because they have grown up with technology being a big part of their lives. They know a lot about how things work in the digital world. Things like social media, SEO, marketing, memes, and going viral are all in this group. Because of this, there are a lot of jobs that use this skill. In all honesty, you need some level of digital skills to do anything online. As more and more business is done online, the need for people with these skills will only grow from year to year. 9. Visual. Next, we'll talk about your ability to see. People who score well in this category really care about how things look. This means that they can tell what looks good. They can tell what shapes and color combinations look good. They can also see and imagine images that are very complicated. Often, they could copy these pictures on paper. You could become an architect, an illustrator, an animator, a fashion designer, or a graphic designer, among other things. 10. Teaching. Next on the list is the ability to teach. People who do well in this category are able to explain complicated ideas in a way that even young children can understand. They can tell when someone is doing something right or wrong in their field. And most importantly, they feel very happy when they see their students improve. People in this group might be able to work as teachers, consultants, people who make educational content, or even as parents. 11. Spiritual. Lastly, we have spiritual ability, which is a very unique category because almost everyone becomes interested in it as they get older. Because it's about being able to think about the big things in life. Like what happens after we die. What is the point of living? Does God exist? Similar things. People who are interested in this category might become philosophers, pastors, or monks, or they might just think about these things a lot. There aren't that many jobs that require you to be an expert in this skill. Now, though, most people are good at more than one of these 11 skills. But you have to figure out which ones are the most interesting to you. And then think about what kinds of jobs might use those skills. This will let you make a good living doing something you're interested in, which will make your work life more fun and enjoyable. Thanks for watching. That's all we have for today. Use the comments section below to tell us what you think about the video. Also, make sure to subscribe to our channel and click the bell button to be notified of all the latest videos.